Hello and welcome to this final session of Shards of the Broken Sky. This is 13th Age. We are using Roll20 for the map and the character keeper, so you may hear us refer to that. Our characters have been journeying through this little sandbox, and we're going to get to the conclusion tonight. My name is Lowell, pronouns he, him, and this session is part of the Gauntlet Gaming Calendar, which is an online gaming community / club. You can find out more about that at gauntlet-rpg.com. We have a lot of stuff. If you check out the site, we've got podcasts and a blog and all that kind of stuff coming up. At the end of this month, we will have our I correct myself, our favorite game of the year episodes, where we have various people from the community pick their favorite game, and then the hosts, the podcast, pick it, and it's usually around 90 minutes, and it makes Rich Rogers stressed because it's 5 tracks on that plus interlarding all of these people's audios. But we get it done each year, and it's a perpetual favorite, so I encourage you to check that out. So last time the group had fought, after kind of doing a little more exploration of this tower, had fought what turned out to be a group of mercenaries. And you were able to pretty much ambush them and take them out, even though they were pretty nasty. And through the interviewing of the survivor, the survivor who didn't run away, you were able to get more information. And after some pushing and prodding and some soul revelations, you were kind of able to turn the merc at least a little to your side. And we're going to pay that off a little bit tonight, too. What you discovered is that there was a coordinated attack on this Archmage's floating hidden city. It's part of sort of the spell defenses of the Empire. An attack on that, and this mercenary group, along with others, were kind of sent in to do slash and burn and create chaos in the aftermath of this, which they did. But they were also realizing that this was a bad scene and were more looking for treasure at the point that you encountered them. But what you learned is that what has been done is to, for at least a bit, cover over this incident with some magics drawn from around the area to conceal it from the vision of the Archmage. And right now, there are a group of these demons, this is clearly coming from the Diabolist side, that are going to one of the towers, or working one of the towers, trying to destroy the mechanism that's in there, to prevent any kind of alert going out. If they can destroy that, then even when that concealment spell falls, there'll be no way to alert the Archmage to what has occurred here. So they are hoping to do that, and you've gotten directions to that tower. Does that seem right? Have I missed any big details there? Okay, let's check in on our characters. Let's see if everybody's at recovery and HP wise, incrementals that you took, and also let's do your icon rolls. So let's start this time with Adwin. I was trying to mix that up.
Yep, fantastic.
I'm calling that, by the way, the person I call on each session, I'm now calling that first chair is what I'm calling it. So, Adwin, where are you at HP and recovery wise?
So I'm full on HP, and I believe so is Scruffy.
Okay.
I'm down 3 of my recoveries. However, I get a couple of extra for the animal companion.
Oh, that's right.
So I'm really only effectively down 1.
Okay. What did you take for your 2 incrementals?
So 1 incremental, let's see, is a feat which is strong recovery. I can re-roll 1 die whenever I'm rolling recovery dice.
Okay.
The second incremental, we can add on an additional magic item slot. Is that right?
That is correct. If you want to be
So
using,
we were at 3, so we'll be at 4 now.
Yep.
Okay, so those are my 2.
Okay. And let's go ahead and have you roll your icon relationships. So that's the High Druid first, 2 dice on that.
Yes, and that is a 1 and a 2.
Okay, so no, the High Druid has abandoned you.
And the Diabolist?
And then the Diabolist.
I got a 4.
Okay.
So nope.
No, the icons, you are on your own in an empty and painful universe. Let us come to Malin. Malin, where are you at HP and recoveries wise?
HP wise, I'm fine. And because I thought on a long rest we reset recoveries, but if we didn't, I remember I was at 5, so I reset it back to 5.
Okay.
Out of 8. For the incremental bonuses, I just took ability scores. It didn't really move anything. Just 1 point to 3 ability scores, and nothing went up really.
Mm-hmm.
And then I took a generalized feat, improved initiative. But
Oh.
I have no idea how to get it to work in the initiative system here. So we just have to remember, I guess.
Yeah, I just click it twice and take the better of the 2. Awesome. And let's have you do your icon relationship. So 2 dice for the Elf Queen.
And it's a 5 and a 6.
Look at that, a with cost and a without cost. Nice.
I could.
That's
a 4.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you had 1 more there. You did so well on that. I wasn't even thinking about the third one. Yes, but nothing for the High Druid. I love that all your relationships are conflicted. By the way, I think that's super appropriate. Let's come to Felnor. Felnor, where are you at HP and recoveries wise? You are muted. Good.
I thought that we had a long rest.
Did we have a long rest at the end of last session?
I kind of think we did, but I'm not positive.
Okay, in that case, your HPs and your recovery should all be set.
Okay, I thought maybe I had but yeah, I took hit points and skills.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's have you roll your die for the Lich King. Look at that, a without cost, Benny. And then for the 3, again, look at that. Now I'm gonna be worried if you roll another 6 here. And then the Priestess. Oh no! Oh no! Felnor. 6, 6, 6. 3 6s in a row.
Nice.
That would be a fumble in GURPS. But so awesome. Yeah, you've got 3 bennies without cost there. That's awesome. And then last but not least, Zalantha. What did you take for your 2 advances?
I took hit points, and I also took a feat, the magic missile feat.
Oh,
which allows you to cast magic missile and target 2 targets instead of just 1, doing half damage to both.
That is super nice. And then let's have you roll 2 dice for the Diabolist.
For the Diabolist. Ooh, nice.
Look, this had no luck on the front end so much, but now let's see the without cost and with cost, and then 1 more. Oh, nope. But still a good round. Did anybody have enough tokens left over from previous sessions that you would have just a general reroll token?
I do.
Okay, so just keep note of that for yourself. And we will see you moving out of this tower. You've been given kind of a sketch map, and you start heading out into the rubble. So this is more of a kind of a, rather than doing a montage with obstacles and so on, I'd just like for us to maybe get the flavor of the travel here. You've come out of a tower that has collapsed. The haze and the smoke has probably now started to dissipate, so you can see the outlines of things. There are still fires burning around and about, and there's bits and pieces still hanging in the air. Columns. You can see what maybe is the outline of, maybe there was a garden and there are clumps of earth and flowers that are hanging there. You can see lots of still flashes of magic, like things that have kind of broken, and the mana is still hanging in the air and then crackling and giving way. As you start this journey up Crown Hill, kind of weaving your way through the rubble and detritus here, what's another sign of the kind of danger that's present around here, Adwin? What do we see?
I think we will occasionally hear lightning and thunder, and there'll be flashes off in the distance. And this doesn't seem like a typical storm or something like that. It's probably due to the magics in the area being disrupted and causing excess energy to just get released.
And I think even in the clouds, as you're hearing that stuff, you can see stuff roiling up there. Like there might be still some conflict going up in the sky above, that this far down you're not seeing it, but yeah, you can definitely get that overhang. Malin, as you are then making your way up further up this hill, moving around these buildings and such, what's something that is familiar to you? You've been around a long time. You've interacted with some serious folk, a lot of it that you don't remember. But what's something here in and amongst the rubble that strikes a chord or strikes a memory with you?
I think it probably has something to do with like living magic. Like there's a couple of spots where I'll have to, tell everybody to, skirt around this particular area because there's, spells that are defensive in nature and haven't gone off yet, and I see their spark before we get to them, and we have to go around like 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, they crackle and hang in the air. There's a moment, maybe since some of these are kind of living spells, that maybe one of them says your name before it kind of flashes out of existence there.
That was Rodolfo's quintessence of something. Can't remember the last part.
And as you're getting up, sort of higher up, and now in the distance, you may be seeing the outline of this tower, the kind of lightning and electricity crackling around it. Felnor, you are made up of a lot of people. What is it like for you when part of you has a flashback or has some familiarity with some scene or setting?
I think sometimes it's hard to tell if I experienced that or one of these other people did. Sometimes it's easier though because it's just so alien to what I've experienced.
So what's the moment that you get here as you're going through this? Is it about this specific place, or is it just like you've been in a disaster like this? Part of you has. What do you think that is that you see?
I think maybe it's like a memory, someone else's memory of, like kind of marching to a battle that they thought they were going to lose. Like, this is probably going to be my last battle.
That sort of a rush of fatalism. Would you say that Felnor is fatalistic at all? Is this an alien feeling to him? Or
It's kind of alien, but then, you know, there's also like a sense of duty
that makes sense.
that's more familiar to him.
And you'll kind of get further up, more damage around Zalantha. This is Crown Hill. This is where you grew up. But what's something that you see that maybe gives you like a little spark of hope?
There's a, like, as we're going, as we're climbing up the hill and are going through like the heavily damaged remains of this town, one thing that does bring hope is kind of in the center of town, there was a small kind of grove of like communal fruit trees, like an apple tree and a pear tree. And for whatever reason, when the stuff came like crashing down from the sky, it landed all around it. And so this small orchard is still just around, like surrounded by rubble, but these like 6 fruit trees are just miraculously standing as if nothing had happened with all this other stuff around them.
Absolutely clear. They look like you remember them growing up, like maybe a little bit bigger, a little bit older, but still, it's definitely a sign there. And now you can see the base of this tower. You can see that it goes up. It's kind of a very square, sort of industrial looking tower. At the top, you'll see there kind of a flashing of prismatic auras, but all around on the outside of it, there's lightning and thunder kind of cascading and roiling around it. Like clearly there's energies that are running up and down it. At the top, there looks like some kind of crystal facing, but the tower itself doesn't have any windows. You'll see there towards the bottom that there are a set of big metal doors. And kind of as you catch sight of that, you'll hear, excuse me. And you will see.
I will look around, see who might be trying to catch our attention.
You will see Reslorcus. He is crouched it down behind some rubble. And he says, I am very pleased to see that you 5 are still alive.
And we are pleased to see that you are as well.
This is most excellent. I ran into a young woman who said that she had run into you and had had a change of heart. And she was with me a moment ago. She has gone up to scout the tower and said that she would be back. I have the sense that she might have been a villain, but she seems to have been perhaps affected by your deeds and speech.
That is good to hear. We did encounter her, and shall we say, most of her companions did not fare so well.
Well, I've been wandering about trying to ascertain the situation. It looks like there's something dangerous happening at the tower. Am I right on that?
Oh, yes, you are.
Well, then, if I may, uh, well, I am not a adventurer per se. I'm a scholar and a sorcerer of a sort. Perhaps you would permit me to lend my aid to you if you are planning on storming the castle.
I look to my companions with a look as to say, with a silent expression that says, "Oh yeah, I'd be game for this," but I'm kind of looking toward Adwin because she's kind of our de facto leader here.
So, what is your business here?
Well, quite honestly, I was in the valley to procure rare pigments and such for a variety of magical painting and pottery. But then this happened, and I've been wandering around trying to see what the deal is. We are all children of the earth. I could not shirk my duty with something as horrific as this having happened.
I can't get the image of a dragon man making pottery.
Oh, I don't make pottery. My hands aren't suited to it, but I have friends who do it. And they do glazing and that kind of thing. I'm more into landscapes.
Still, it's something I've never run across before. That's new.
Good. Does that answer your question and perhaps alleviate some of your concern, Master Adwin?
It does answer the question. Thank you.
I'll leave off that you did not say yes to the other part, but fair enough. Felnor, I hope that you have no objection to my joining with your company.
You seem nice, and I'm sure we can deal with it if you're not.
Oh, absolutely. I have no doubt that you could easily dispatch me.
Well, we don't always go straight to that, but yeah, well,
Good to know. Good to know. I'll keep that in my back pocket. And as he's kind of saying that, you will hear some sound and you will see that woman Ashwine that you let go last time comes stalking back, and she sees the four of you, and she kind of like averts her eyes and says, there are a couple of Dretch at the door, seem to be guarding it. From what I can see, there are more forces, more troops inside. I didn't see anybody else around as I skirted the area. It seems like whatever is going on is at the tower itself.
Ashwine, did you happen to see if there was perhaps another entrance, or does this seem to be the only one?
As far as I could see, it's the only one. Is the flagstones of the city lie below it, so a whole section came down fairly intact here.
Well, I guess we are going to have to go through the front door. A pair of dretches are guarding it, you said?
Yes, they seem to be simply set up as a lookout. I didn't get too close because I didn't want to alert them.
Perhaps there might be some way to lure them away.
how. And if you take a look, if you scout a little bit closer, Adwin, you can confirm what she said. The big square tower, big double metal doors at the base there, has a look of a real, like, again, industrial site. And you will see two of these dretch that are there. They're kind of sort of fleshy demons that are just kind of, they kind of wander a little bit away from the door and then kind of slide back to it. They're kind of a purple pink fleshy color, like a big walking bruise. So let's start with our ranger and let's see how you want to handle this.
So the members of the party who are smarter than I am suggested that maybe we could pull these guys off. So I think that's what I'd like to try to do. And I don't know how smart they are. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to direct Scruffy to kind of wander up slowly, and as soon as the dretches notice him, for him to run off and then circle back, not to not to engage them if it's not necessary. And I'd like to, I'll stay at a place where I can make sure that Scruffy's in the clear and, see where the dretches go and all that.
Absolutely. Let's have you make a skill check for this.
Okay.
What do you think is the right background that you might have for arranging this kind of trickery?
So I have animal trainer. I think that's good.
Then let's have you roll that with does this feel like intelligence or wisdom?
Probably wisdom.
Okay, then let's use wisdom.
Yeah. So I got a 2 on the die, plus my wisdom is another 1, plus animal trainer is another 2, plus level is another 3, so that's a total of 8.
So I think that Scruffy does go up and pulls one of them away, like one of them starts to follow, but it's almost like they're on a tether. Like this thing hits maybe 10, 15 feet away from the tower and then kind of stops. And is still kind of looking, trying to keep an eye on Scruffy. The other two are just kind of looking around at that point.
There's 3 or there's 2?
There's 3 of them, actually.
Okay. So I think I'm gonna go back and tell the rest of them that make sure they're aware that these dretches seem to be tied to the front door, so we're gonna have to do something else to get past them.
That's fascinating. Have I ever heard of anything like that?
That's probably, I mean, you worked with the Diabolist, so it's probably a simple binding enchantment to lock them in place. You could conceivably try to snap it. There's a risk of alerting whoever put the binding, but on the other hand, you might be able to untether them.
True. Of course, I mean, if we could untether them and bring them away I assume we're going to have to fight them eventually, but I don't think we want too many dresses just wandering around through here. And I'm looking to my companions. Of course, the other question is, if we have to fight them there, that's almost certainly going to draw attention.
Well, we can protect you, and hopefully you can snap that binding, and then maybe Scruffy can get them to move off. Otherwise, we're just going to have to move through them. I mean,
I think I will do that. I think I will attempt to use my magic to undo that binding.
Perfect. So this feels like an intelligence skill check. What's the appropriate background?
I've got 2 here. I've got both reformed cultist and magical prodigy.
I'm good with either of those.
Okay, well, I'll use magical prodigy because my skill rank's a little higher.
There you go.
And I think that would be intelligence.
Yes.
Well, let's see what we get. That'd be a 16.
That'd be a 16. So I think you can snap this tether. But I think when you do snap it, it doesn't alert whoever did it, but the dretches like instinctively start moving towards where you're positioned. I mean, you're still a ways away, and they probably can't even necessarily see you, but they start lumbering towards where you're positioned. At you're like, oh, I've forgotten that dretches could move that fast. Malin, Felnor, what do you want to do as these dretches are closing the distance?
I'm gonna sit at the edge of whatever broken rubble cover that we have and set my spear ready. And unless somebody comes up with a better idea, I don't know.
They will close that gap. Felnor, they're on you. How do you want to deal with them?
Well, yeah, I think they've come at me essentially.
They're well, I assume you're close by Zalantha. They are heading towards her. They've kind of closed that gap. They're moving that way. They don't know exactly where any of you are, so you're going to be popping out of whatever cover that you have. I guess my question is, I'm figuring that we're seeing axes and blades being taken to them, but are you more interested in doing it quickly or doing it quietly?
Unfortunately, I'm not too good at quietly. So,
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely want to keep I want to intercept if they're going for Zalantha. So, yeah.
Then let's have you make this is almost a skill check, but we'll do an attack roll done as a skill check here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, what stat would I use?
What I think strength is your attack bonus stat usually.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I also get level. I always forget that.
Yep.
Okay.
So I think we will see you, stand up and dispatch two of the three.
Nice.
Just, I mean, the blades come out, cut them down. Malin, the third one, when this happens, starts like moving double time forward. How do you want to deal with it?
I think he'll shake his head as if he remembered, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's right. This is gonna hurt a little bit," and he pulls out another one of those little butterfly things, and what you call it, that throws it at its feet. And I'm using the one with the cost to try and make it just go away. And the cost will be something that you want to come up with, or damage, or something along those lines.
Yeah, I think that it makes sense for this to simply cost a recovery.
Okay.
But it will. What does it look like when it dispatches this thing?
It hits and breaks on the ground right at its feet, and you see green and purple energies swirl up around it. The green looks kind of like vines and plant leaves, and it wraps it up, and then the purple energy just kind of like makes it almost like disappear, like at a small part at a time, as it's being slowly erased from the top to the bottom.
And it is gone. And these stretch are dispatched. You can look around, close the gap, and get up to this building. Adwin, our ranger, I assume that you are the one who is perhaps peeking through the door.
Yeah.
You will get the door cracked open, and you will look up, and There's some lighting here. It's a lot of it is just sort of the magical ambient lighting that's sort of pulsing on and off, like it's trying to hold its standard lighting pattern, but it's kind of like giving in and giving out, like somebody's got like one of those dial up and dial down lights and keeps playing with it. And you will see that the tower goes up. There is a staircase that wraps around the inside of the tower. You can also see that there are a number of like objects, like you'll see a table and a statue and a giant like troll skull that seem to have been caught in some kind of magical effect that are floating up along that sort of open middle air column of the tower. And you will see that on the stairs going up on the sort of first closest level that you can see that there are a set of dretch that are there. And I think you will see that sort of circling around on this level, there is this flying demon. Allow me to present you with the map. So you'll see those objects. I've kind of put them in relative height. So I've marked some of the floating objects as L1, meaning that they're closer to the lower down, and then L2. And you can see that there's a second segment sort of even further up the tower. And there's more things up there. And you probably can just see that there's another demon flying around up there, and some more dretch. You have drawn off the dretch from the outside, so they aren't alerted. So you will have a surprise round. Let me speak mechanically about how this map works. The left-hand side is the nearer side. The right-hand side is the upper part of the tower. Anything here on one map is nearby to each other, but the other part of the map is far away. So if you can fire something at something far away, you can fire at things up on the tower. It takes essentially 2 moves to get to the top of one of these sections. So one move, you can still take an action and you'll be kind of halfway up this section of the tower. And there is a doorway at the top. There's clearly another group up above. So just to make things easy, let's go ahead and have everybody roll initiative so we get that set and on the table.
And Zelantha rolls a 1.
Oh,
And I was able to add my +4 into the roll, so I'm good.
okay, good.
So it's 22.
Edwin also rolled a 1.
Oof. Who did I not add? And then admin. You add it to the thing. So what was your total? 7?
Adwin was 7. Yes.
Okay. So you have 2 NPCs with you. And that is Reslurkith and Ashwine. Here is the deal. They are there. You may, at any point after you've rolled, call on them to give you an additional reroll. Like you can roll again. Alternately, you can call on them to essentially negate a hit on you. As soon as you do that, they are vulnerable. And at that point, as a GM, I will start inflicting harm and death upon them. Just say it might not happen. Bad things might not happen, but just that's the sort of the narrative of this.
So do they become vulnerable if we use it for the reroll, or is it just if we use them for the protection, or is it both?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, and every one of you, all of you can call on them, each of them once. So once they become vulnerable, might as well use them up. So everyone's gathered there at the bottom. You have a chance to kind of plan, kind of catch your breath. It does look like the objects that are floating there are fixed. They're not turning or moving or anything like that. They are floating, but like in there. I think, in fact, you probably see that the flying claw probably lands on one of them and then takes off again. So let's work our way down initiative order. Malin, what do you want to do?
Okay. All right. So yeah, I guess just come up here and start going up the stairway this way, and I'm going to try and be sneaky as much as I can. I mean, I don't know how well that's going to be. I have.
Well, let's see. Let's have you make a dexterity check.
Okay. So one of my backgrounds that I took that I haven't been able to use yet is cut purse.
There you go. This is the
Without
perfect
feeling-
time to use your lifetime spent as a cut purse.
It was for the hard times when I didn't have drinking money. Yeah.
Right.
There you go. All right. So that's 10. And I add 5. That's already done. Okay. So 14.
14. So I definitely think you can get up to where that like most of the way up towards where that dretch is at. But I think at that point the creaking in your presence is going to give you away. Do you want to try and close the distance and strike at one of these dretch, or do you want to do something else?
Actually, since this is a staircase and they're gonna have to come down it, I just set my spear for a charge for coming down the stairs.
Okay. That brings us to Felnor.
Yeah, I think let's see here. Grab my token. Oh. There it is. Yeah, I think I would like to actually find a way to get up there as quickly as I can.
You mean up to the dretch or up towards where the claws are at? What's your goal here? What would you like to do?
Oh, up near the dredge.
Okay, then I think these stairs are probably too wide. So I think if you want to move past Malin and engage the Dretch, you can do that.
Okay.
So Malin, you kind of brace yourself, and then Felnor comes running up past you.
Be
at them.
careful.
So Felnor, let's have you make an attack roll here.
Okay.
That is assuredly a hit. Their AC is a 17. So I think you rush up the staircase, and they're the two closest Dretch. What weapon are you using?
Oh, I'm using the oh yeah, I'm supposed to add plus 2d6 damage. The magic sword that I found.
Then roll it. Roll that extra 2d6.
Okay. So 8 more, 31.
So you are you push up even further, and you will cut down the first 3 of these Dretches. Just slice through these mooks before they can even act.
I'll call down to Malin. I was careful.
Good job.
Adwin.
Right. So I think I'm going to move in. So I can do a move to get about halfway. And then I'm going to target the flying creature with my bow.
Okay.
And let's see what that looks like.
All right.
Hey, that is a 19 on the die. And the bow that I have has an increased crit range.
It does.
Yes. So that should be a crit.
It is.
My damage is 3d6.
This is Atlanta all over again.
Let's see.
Yeah. So roll your damage and double it.
So damage is 12 doubled is 24.
You will hit it, and like it hits, and you can tell this thing has sort of stony skin, and it does like it embeds. It shrieks when that arrow hits it.
I think I need to add another 4 points.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then 28.
Yeah.
Are you taking a second shot?
I rolled a 19, so I can't.
Okay.
Because that's odd. But Scruffy can go. And Scruffy can come in. And I think so. I can't quite see the levels of where these things are. Is there a path to jump up?
Yeah. So they are marked like L1, L2. Can you see the nameplates on them?
No.
Oh, God, this stupid thing. Why does it not?
And that's okay. Just
Hang on. Let
is
me set
fuel-
the. Hang on one
Okay.
second. I want to because
yeah, no problem.
I spent time doing this, and then I forget that there is yet another button I have to hit besides nameplate to show.
Ah.
That. I'll get the other level ones in a moment. Let me get this flying claw marked. Okay. Yeah. Scruffy could attempt to do a run up.
Yeah, I think it'll be a run up to the L2, like a couple of little jumps. I'm going to leap down to the L1 down here, but trying to hit the flying claw as it goes past.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
This is your wolf companion. I dig that bid time. That it has an AC of 24.
Okay.
Very tough. but
Yes.
let's have you make that attack roll.
I think that is only an 18.
But you will still do miss damage. Does he do miss damage? I can forget.
I don't think
Okay.
so.
So Scruffy
Okay.
kind of flies past this thing, kind of, its attention is on you because of the arrow shot, and then suddenly this wolf comes flying past it, and it kind of spins around. Zalantha.
Okay, well, seeing as my friends have been doing a pretty good job engaging, I'll enter the room. I'll start going up the stairs, pause here, and do I have any idea what what kind of demon that flying claws thing is?
It's essentially, it's a little bit like a demonic gargoyle in some ways.
Okay. I'm gonna throw a spell at it.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw caustic effluvia at it to try to burn it with acid.
Perfect. Is that versus PD or MD?
It is versus PD.
PD is a 21.
Oh, very bad roll. Very bad roll. Yeah, that's only a 13, so that's a miss.
But it is 5 points of ongoing acid
It is
damage.
5 points of yes, it's 5 points of ongoing acid damage.
That will stagger it between the critical bow shot and that it is staggered. And that is the end of round one, your surprise round. Round two, you will hear a screech from above, and as its action, the Vrock demon will dive down and essentially get on top of this sort of flying sarcophagus thing there, kind of gets down to there, trying to keep it as a little bit of cover between it and you until it can go again. And the flying claws will rush over at you, Adwin. However, Felnor, do you have an ability? You have intercept stuff, right?
Yeah, I was thinking about it. Yeah, I will see if I can do that.
Okay. I think in this case it'll be a simple save to be able to do that just because of the stairs positioning. Does that seem right? So simple 11 plus, it's a save if you have any bonuses on saves. So what does that look like?
I think it starts coming at Adwin, and I time like brushing her aside just right to like wind up and hit this thing.
Okay.
As it's
Absolutely. So it comes down and it is going to make a attack on you. So what is your AC?
Let's see here. It is, where did it go? Sorry. Oh, 20. Sorry.
20. So that will miss. And it's going to take the second shot at you. And that will miss. Essentially, it comes down, claws out. One of these claws kind of rakes past you. The other one kind of stretches and tries to grab you, and clearly tries to grab you to like hang on to you to maybe lift you up and throw you down. But it doesn't manage to succeed with either of those.
I had a quick question. Is the escalation die even when it's 0?
The escalation die is considered, I can't remember. I think it is even when it's 0.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's escalation die is a 1 now.
So Oh, it's a 1 right now?
Yeah,
I'm
because we went to turn 2.
okay, sorry. Okay, never mind.
Malin, what do you want to do?
Okay, well, that's definitely interesting. Vulture images came down. They're bad news. All right. Okay, last one I got. Pull out the another butterfly. I throw it in his direction, and I'm aiming to try and hit the sarcophagus with it. And the cost I want to the thing that I'm looking for is I want whatever's in that sarcophagus to break out of the sarcophagus and keep the rock busy for a while.
Interesting. And you're spending a token for that?
Yeah, that'll be my one with no cost.
Okay. I think that will tie it up so that it has to resort to its range stuff on the next round. It can't do its more nasty melee stuff. Does that seem fair?
Oh yeah, that's great.
Okay.
That's all I wanted.
Perfect. Then we will see a couple of Dretch will move down where Adwin is out, and the other Dretch will move themselves downwards. They come roiling down the steps here. They will be able to move and attack on the following round on the maps in the lower zone. So what is your AC, Adwin?
20.
20. So let's see, these are that. So the first one is going to miss, and the second one is going to miss. So these two Dretch come down the stairs and take some swings at you. Felnor on 8.
Okay, I will take a swing at Mr. Flying Claw.
All right. AC is a 24. Escalation die is a 1. That will hit.
Okay, so 17 damage. Or I'm sorry, 18 because I get +1 damage.
So that is a substantial hit. It lands, boom, knocks into him. What fighter thing are you triggering?
Let's see. I'll do carbon opening because it's odd.
Perfect. On 7, Adwin and Scruffy.
So I have a quick question.
Yeah.
The L1 level where Scruffy is it how far of it would he be able to jump up onto the stairway where we are?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great. So Adwin's going to shoot. Am I engaged with the flying claws?
You are right now engaged with the Dretch, not the flying claws.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna roll to disengage.
Okay.
And I get a +1 from my boots. And I got a 17 then.
Yep, you can step back, disengage. You're out of melee with them.
So I should probably move. Does it matter which way or?
No, you can do. I mean, it's basically you get yourself enough distance that if you want to put bow shots in them, you can. You can fall
Yeah, so-
back if you want, or however you want to do that.
That's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna shoot at the Dretch first.
Okay. AC is a 17. Escalation die is a 1.
I only got a 13 and I got an odd on the die, so I can't attack again.
Okay.
Okay.
So you'll fire
Yep.
past.
And then
Does
I'll have
does your bow shot do miss damage?
it does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll have Scruffy jump up to attack the Dretch.
Okay.
And that is +8. That's a 19 for Scruffy.
So that will hit. Have Scruffy roll damage.
And Scruffy's damage. Oops. 5 points.
5 points. So they are both still up. One of them is badly wounded. Zalantha, you will see that sarcophagus kind of crack open after Malin throws that, and these hands kind of reach up and grab onto the Vrak, who gives this horrible shriek that echoes through the tower.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm gonna move a little bit more up the stairway, and then I am going to cast another spell. I'm going to cast Flash of Energetic Radiance, which is lightning bolt.
Okay.
So that can affect 1d3 plus 1 opponents.
Okay.
So that's going to get 2 of them.
Okay.
I'm rolling a lot of ones tonight, but anyway. So I am going to target the Vrak and the Flying Claws with this attack.
Okay. So which one do you want to start with?
Let's start with Flying Claws.
Okay, Flying Claws, PD of 21.
Okay. And escalation die was 1, you said?
It is a 1 right now.
Well, I hit a 26 versus PD.
That will hit. Holy moly.
So let's roll 7d8 damage.
Let's.
That's 24 points of damage.
Yeah, it explodes. Kind of crackle and shatter, and it blows. Felnor, you get a big face full of leathery demon carcass that kind of blows apart in front of you. It is gone.
And so I guess let's try the same thing against the Vrak.
Vrak's PD is only an 18.
And that's a 22.
Okay. Roll 7d8 damage. Woof.
That's 33. That's 33 points.
Holy cow. Boom. You light the Vrak up on that. Escalation die becomes a 2. The Vrak is not happy about what has just occurred.
I would think not.
And it will screech at Malin and Zalantha as it's pulling out from this horrible hand thing there. What is your MD, Zalantha?
MD, where is that? MD is 15.
15. So 6 plus that will hit. You are going to take 10 points of psychic damage.
Ow.
And you are vulnerable, meaning that the crit range against you has increased. That's a save ends effect that you can attempt to shake off on your turn.
I'm sorry,
Malin,
I'm sorry, how much damage was that again?
10 points.
10 points, okay.
And Malin, what is your MD?
It's 15, but I guess the base item, that helmet of Mitri, is a +1 MD, so we can put it up to 16.
16. So this plus. And that will crit. You are going to take 20 points of psychic damage.
I'm gonna call for a reroll, and I'm gonna use the call on the dragon to have him reroll that.
Okay.
Can I?
So
dragon guy?
Rosaric, what does he do to help you? Like he's like close behind you, we'll say right now. How does he help you?
I'm gonna say that he has some sort of magical ability. Maybe he throws up a small kinetic shield of some sort. I think he's a caster. He said he was a sorcerer, right?
Yep. Yeah, so he does that and kind of moderates some of the sound wave that would hit you. So we will re-roll. Oh, come on. That's not right. From a 20 to a 1. Uncalled for.
You gave us the rerolls.
I
and now
did,
he's vulnerable.
And all right. He is now vulnerable, but that effect does not hit you. Escalation dies to 2. Malin, your action.
All right. Okay, so you said it's too wide on the stairs, so we can
Yep.
get past each other. I'm gonna move up past Felnor, up here, I guess, with Scruffy,
Okay.
and I'm gonna try and hit one of the dretches. Let's
All
see
right.
here.
Do you have Elven Grace?
Yes, I do. That's right.
Then you should probably roll that.
Yep. Roll 6. And no. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's a 6.
Yep.
Grace.
AC is a 17.
Okay.
Escalation die is a 2.
All right. Basic attack. Escalation dies 2. I got it to work this time. 24 for 14 points damage.
14 points of damage. That will drop one of them, and the other one is very badly wounded.
And I missed my natural roll by 1. Okay. So
Okay.
that's me.
So the go down to 15, 12, and these other dretch will come swarming down. I think only one of them can potentially get past you, Adwin. 2 of them are kind of stuck behind, and 2 of them can essentially make an attack on you. So we're going to do 1 dretch on you, Malin. AC?
AC is 16.
Okay. So that will hit you for 8 points. What is Scruffy's AC?
18.
That will hit Scruffy for 8 points. And then what is your AC, Adwin?
20.
Okay. So 2 of these on you. So that will be a total of 24 points of damage.
Let's I'm going to spend my 3 boon. Actually, no, I'm going to use the dragon since he's already vulnerable, and have that crit rerolled.
Okay. So we will reroll that. So you're only going to take 8 points.
Fantastic.
So I imagine that he flings up some kind of minor spell, another shield up there that catches the second dretch to stop him from landing that blow. Felnor on 8.
So it looks like things are a little jammed up, but I would like to try to jump onto this piece of furniture and then jump and land between these 2 dretch.
All right, I think that is a simple dexterity check.
Okay. Let's see.
Do you have anything that would reflect like swashbuckling or acrobatics or your athletic skill?
Fearsome bodyguard.
Yeah, let's do that.
Thank you. Okay, let's see here.
Absolutely. Yeah, move yourself wherever you want.
Oh, wherever I want.
Yeah, like on the stairs, you could go up behind the dretch. You could do in the middle of all 4 of those dretch, wherever you want to be.
Oh, that's not me. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
So yeah, we see you leap out onto that chair, and then with that inertia, do a running leap, catch yourself onto that stair rail, and swing yourself over. And you still get to go.
All right, let's see what we got here. 16.
Is that with the escalation die?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. So that will miss. It will do miss damage. You miss damage is 3, right?
Yeah, let me see here if the stars are right for my ability here. Is that odd or even?
The roll is,
Grim Intent. Let's see. Any natural even miss.
it is an even roll. Yep.
Okay. All right. So I get to do miss damage plus 1d8.
Go ahead and roll that.
7. So I do a total of 10.
10. If we counted sort of the leftover damage from one of the other ones, that will catch one of them. Essentially, you don't hit them head on, but I think you probably throw them off of the stairs and they fall, 40, 50 feet to the base of the tower with a crunch.
Oh, can we say when I vaulted over there, I sort of part of it was as I was coming down, I grabbed him by the head.
Absolutely.
Okay, that sounds good. Sorry.
Absolutely. No, that's great. Adwin.
I'm gonna throw a regeneration on Adwin, so
Ping.
that's what the encounters.
I'm doing okay now.
Yeah, but it's
Okay.
on there so that it'll stay going because you're
That
in the
sounds
middle
good.
of the battle.
Okay.
So does
One
that cost
recovery.
him a recovery?
Yeah, it costs him 1 recovery and he
Okay.
gets half this round and half next round.
And I'll roll that here in a second.
Sure.
So first, I think Adwin, I'm going to try and disengage. And I only got an 8, so I didn't disengage.
Okay.
So then I think, what happens if I use my bow while I'm engaged with someone?
I don't believe you can do that with a
Okay.
range thing, but it is a quick action to swap over to a blade if you have that or another thing.
Yeah, I was just trying to see if I could shoot at the rock and take whatever attacks these guys gave me, but it sounds like what I'll do instead is I'll just sheath my bow and pull out my blade and attack one of these dretches.
Yeah. So technically you could shoot the Vrock. Both dretches would get attacks of opportunity on you.
That's fine.
Okay.
So I'll do a blade attack. Oh, and I only rolled a 2, so that doesn't make it. And then miss damage.
Miss damage is
Oh,
3.
no. Oh, yeah. Miss damage on melee.
That's right.
And then Scruffy will attack one of the dretches,
Okay.
and that is only a 13.
So they are it's the sheer mass of them and they're pressing down. It's hard to get the blades. It's Scruffy to get into position there.
And Scruffy will move.
Okay.
Oh, but engaged. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zalantha.
So I was thinking about this, and I guess this is I need to step out of character here and have a brief discussion with you, Lowell, about game mechanics.
Sure.
So I have the cantrip mastery feat, and I have prepped cantrip as a 3rd level spell.
Sure.
So that basically means I can use. So that my understanding is that means I can do a cantrip level effect at the level of a 3rd level spell.
Yeah.
So what I'd like to do is use spark, which you usually use to light campfires or light your pipe or whatnot. I would like to use spark to light some number of the dretches on fire to do some damage.
Sure.
So I guess my question is, how many can I affect, and what would the damage be for this?
Here's the good news. You don't have to worry about individual target. Essentially, with mooks, you total up the damage. And then we do it. I would say there are 5 dretches, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say that it'd be, if you could hit them with that, let's say it'd be 2d6 per dretch. So let's say 10d6 for 3rd level effect.
Okay. So do you need to make like hit rolls versus their PD or something like that? Or
Yeah. And you just do 1 attack versus PD. PD is a 15.
Okay. So I normally let this calculate. Yeah, I'm just going to, so I'm going to throw the, I'm just so that I don't mess up the math. I'm going to do the, I'm going to do the lightning bolt, which is the same spell, just for the PD attack. And
Sure.
escalation die was 2, you said?
Yep,
Are
we're
we?
at 2.
So 2 submit. That's an 18.
That will hit. Roll those d6 damage.
We said what, 10d6?
Yeah.
So that'll be 34 points of damage.
34. So that will take out 2 and essentially the sort of 2 odds at the either end, and another one that is badly wounded by that. And what does that look like?
So I think so. The way that works is so she makes arcane gestures and speaks words like, and the viewers at home hear these words in a language nobody understands, like through an echo chamber, and embers shoot from her, like just little embers shoot from her fingers and like arc across the room, landing on those 3 dretches. And when those embers land on the dretches, they just like they like go up like a like a barbecue, like a pile of charcoal briquettes that you've doused with lighter fluid.
Absolutely. Like we're deep frying a turkey. All right. They will go up. Escalation die becomes a 3, and the Vrock will swoop down at you, Malin. Finally, having wrested free of that, and it is going to make a couple of claw attacks with these filthy claws. What is your AC?
16.
16. So that will miss. That hits, but just barely with the plus 11. So you're going to take 10 points of damage and 8 points of ongoing poison damage.
Okay, so I'm gonna activate the ring that prevents 10, so I don't take that, but I take the 8 ongoing damage.
Absolutely. So essentially it catches you a little bit with the sort of filthy venom, but not the sort of a hard hit from this thing. Malin, then you go. Escalation die is a 3.
So Love and Grace, nope. All right, so I just get 1. Okay. And to disengage him is what? Just a save?
Simple save.
Okay, I'm gonna try and
Yeah,
disengage off this
no
thing.
cost for trying.
And 19, so I
yeah.
can disengage a little bit, so I get off to that side. And I'm gonna cast a Wild Heal. Let's see here. So 1 ally or self plus 1 random. So I'm going to put it on myself actually, and then whoever else is randomly hurt can also get 1.
Okay.
So I think that's Adwin. I think I don't know if she did regeneration or not, and Salantha. So 1d6 between the 2 of them.
Okay.
And whichever one 3 is.
You said Adwin or Zalantha?
Yeah.
A to Z. So 1 through 3 would be Adwin.
Okay. So you can use a recovery, and let me roll mine. All right. Recovery. Okay, so I get 21 back.
All right. And is that a full standard action?
Yeah.
Okay. We go to the Dretch. Felnor, what is your AC right now?
It is 20.
20. So 1 hit. And a second hit. So the two dretch pound on you for 16 points.
Okay.
Adwin, what is your AC?
It is 20.
20. And so there is a critical for 16 points, but of course you've got regeneration going. So this last dretch like smacks into you hard, almost tips you off of the stairwell, but you hang on.
And you said that was 16 points?
Yep. Feldor on 8.
Okay, I am going to swing at these dretches.
Okay.
And we're at a 2, did you say?
We're at a 3.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Oh, that'll definitely hit.
All right. And let's see, that was a even number. Okay, so yeah, I do 24 damage.
Okay. That will take out the two dretches that are right by you.
Okay.
You'll just cleave them in twain. And Adwin on 7.
So
See
let me try to-
Felnor clear the stairs up ahead of you.
So do I get my heal back at the beginning of my turn and then I save at the end?
Yes.
Okay. So first I'm going to try and disengage. And I did not.
Okay.
So then I'll swing my sword at that dretch.
Okay.
And I got a 6 on the die, so that must miss.
Okay.
And then I think Scruffy is going to try to attack the dretch
Okay.
because he's not engaged with the Vrock yet.
Correct.
And that's a 19 on the die, so that
That'll
should hit. And Scruffy does minimum damage of 2
2.
points.
So he's engaged, but that dretch is not down yet.
And then I'm going to save for my regeneration, and I rolled a 3.
Oof. Oh, you still got your the heal, the regeneration heal this round.
Yeah,
Yep.
you should be maxed out. I don't think there's any way. Yeah, I can roll lower than that.
I could, because I just took 16 points of damage, so the regeneration goes off right in time for me to heal up from that 16 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus, you got a wild heal on top of that, so you got a recovery and a half.
So I couldn't take the wild heal because I was already maxed from the first half of the regeneration. Right?
So
But you can still take it. You can still take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so here, roll your heal.
Okay.
And then times it by 50%.
Okay. I
That
got
is
that.
the easiest way to do it, I think. Zalantha.
I've thrown most of my big guns, so let's use a slightly smaller one. I'm going to cast Boreal Beam at the Vrock.
Okay. Escalation die is a 3. PD is 18.
I rolled a 3 on the die, so that's going to be a miss. It does take miss damage equal to my level, which is 3.
3. So that will tag it, but well, not land too hard on it. Well, I think, Lynn, it needs to continue its attempt to tear you apart.
Yeah.
AC is a 20?
16.
16. Okay. That will hit. And that will hit. So it is going to do 20 points of damage. To 10 points, and then 10 more ongoing poison.
Okay, does that stack with the 8 that's already going, or?
Yes.
So I've got 18 that I have to save against when on my turn.
Yeah. And you can either do it, you can break it up into two things, or you can do it all as one.
So that means 10 I have to take off now. All right.
And it is your go. Elven Grace.
Yeah. And- Okay,
You got it.
4. Okay, all right.
Wait, no, wait.
Are we
Yeah,
at
we're
4 or
on
are we
4.
at
Yeah,
3?
we're on 4. We
Okay.
just hit 4.
All right. Shoot. Okay, so do I make the saves for the ongoing now or at the end of the turn?
At the end of your round.
Okay, so guess I'll try and disengage again.
You can also spend boons to immediately take a save attempt.
Yeah, I don't have any left.
Oh,
All right, so I'm just gonna
Oh.
try and disengage again.
okay.
And nope, so I can't go anywhere. I guess I'll cast a wild heal on myself again.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay. That's my daily use. And so for random, it's gonna be between Scruffy and Zalantha, I guess. 'Cause I
Okay.
think Adwin, are you at max or no?
I'm not.
Okay,
I'm
so then
6
it's
points
gonna-
down. Yeah.
Okay, so 1 through 2 Adwin, 3 through 4 Scruffy, 5 through 6 Zalantha.
Okay.
2, so Adwin will get to make a recovery roll. And let's see here, recovery. All right. Oh, and I rolled crap. Actually, I think I'm gonna use the reroll from
From
the
from
feat-
Ash
from
Wine.
Ash Wine. Yeah, try and redo that again.
So she probably runs up. She like has some healing powder or healing potion, kind of throws that in your direction.
Yeah, let's try that again. Okay. Oh my God, you got to be kidding me. 36, 7, 8, 9. Wow, out of 3d10. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 21. So then I make my saves versus the ongoing damage.
Do you want to do it as one save or two different saves?
Well, let me do it against 2 different saves, just because if I failed one big save, I think I'll go down.
Okay.
So on the 20 for the first one for 8, and that's going to go through. So 20. Okay, so both of them go through. So 18. Oh, so no, sorry, I got 3 hit points left.
Okay. And it's your second action.
Yep. Okay. I guess I'll just have to.
Do you want to roll
Put a-
disengage first?
Yeah. I'll try that. Dice are not with me right now.
Oh, actually, I need you to go back
Okay.
because the second save that you rolled a D10
Oh,
and
I'm
not a
sorry.
D20.
what's that? And okay, so I
So
have
get
8
back 10 more
points.
hits. The
Yeah.
10 hit point one is gone.
Okay. 8, so 13. Sorry, lots of sheets.
No, understood. I get it. Yeah.
Okay, so the disengage was 12. No, it was a 7. So it's
7.
not gonna disengage. And I'm gonna have to put a regeneration on myself.
Okay.
So let me mark off that. So I get half of this recovery back. So instead of 21, I get 10,
Okay.
and I got regeneration on myself. All right. Well, at least I'm kind of alive.
And you get to make another save.
Okay. And nope, still going.
Yep. So we still got the 8 going on you.
Yep.
The last dretch on you, Adwin, will hit you for 8. Felnor, there is a Vrock destroying Malin, and there's a dretch striking Adwin.
Oh, okay. I am going to run up to the Vrock, possibly take, don't care about the attack of opportunity.
Now you can move up and get up to him and take the smack if you want.
Yep, will do.
Escalation die is a 4, so it's even. AC is a 21.
Oh, that's a miss. I'm gonna use my reroll from the priestess.
Okay,
She would want me to hit a demon.
100%.
And that's worse. Okay.
That's worse.
Yeah, I will do my thing where I get this damage plus a d8.
Okay, roll that d8. This Vrock is dynamite.
So I did 10 damage.
That's not bad.
So
So you get up there, it's kind of still flying away from the rail and like reaching out with its claws. So it's more agile than you would like. You do a little bit of damage to it, but don't land the striking blow that you wanted. Adwin.
So I'm going to try and disengage from the stretch, and I did.
Yay.
So then I'll swap back to my bow, and I'll see if I can shoot the Vrock first.
Absolutely. AC is a 21. Escalation die is a 4.
Okay, so that's 15 plus 7
That'll hit.
is 22, just barely. But that's good. Hit's a hit. For 10 points of damage on
Okay.
the Vrock.
It is now staggered.
And I think I rolled an odd, so I don't get another attack.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Scruffy is going to go after this last stretch.
Okay.
And 15 plus
Oh, that'll hit.
7. Okay. And Scruffy does 5 points.
Now drop that dretch. And Zalantha.
Well, I think I'm going to try the same thing I tried last time and throw a boreal beam at the Vrock. Escalation die is 4.
Yep, PD is 18.
Well, that's a 31,
That will hit.
and that's that was a natural 20. I don't know
So
if that
double damage.
double damage. Okay, so roll the damage and double it, or
Yep.
roll. Okay. So that's 11, doubled is 22 points of cold
22
damage.
points of damage. And it will fall out of the sky. Kind of crashes frostily down to the ground below. And I imagine we see all of you gathering yourselves together and rushing up these stairs because there are still things awaiting you at the top. Let's take our 10-minute break. When we come back, we'll check if there's any heals or recoveries or anything anybody's doing. The escalation die will drop down a couple of ticks, but it will still be up when you go into that next situation. Sound good? So take 10. So let's check on anybody doing like spending to rally or recovery or anything like that I should know about.
I still have a half recovery coming my way for the last one.
Yeah, go ahead and resolve that.
Roll that. Let's see here. Okay, so 21 again, 10 points. So that's good.
And I'll spend 1.
Okay. Copy.
Yeah, I will also spend a recovery.
That Makes sense. Ongoing damage goes away at the end of that sort of segment, so don't have to worry about if there's anything you have ongoing.
And I'm going to spend a recovery as well,
Okay.
just to top me off.
Yeah, I'm back at full.
Check on Scruffy. I'm going to spend a recovery for Scruffy too.
So I have a question as you move up. There's another set of doors, stairs go up. You can see a glow coming from up there. You can go 2 by 2. So I'd like to know who are the first two through the doorway heading up. I assume Felnor. Is Felnor taking point and others are behind? Okay. So Felnor is in front. Then who are the two behind Felnor?
That would be Adwin and probably Scruffy.
Okay. Hadwin and Scruffy. And then
it'd be Malin and Salantha, and then the NPCs.
yep. Who we've got 2 ticks on him, 1 tick on her. 2 and 1. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and bring you over into the other map, and then I'll describe the situation and we'll get the initiative on the table there. So you will come up the stairs up into this tower. There is a massive arcane machine in the center. And you can see that it seems to go off onto 4 directional dials. There's a spectral effect, the prismatic effect that you saw outside echoed through here. You can see that there are what looks like crystalline growths. They look to you like something summoned or something here to as part of some spell to disrupt. Closest at hand is this 8-foot tall lumbering suit of armor with smoke kind of roiling out from it. You can see in the what would be my right hand side of the map, there's a figure with a big metal helm on who has a bow, and a woman with writhing snakes on her shoulders and snakes for hands. At the furthest away of these growths, you'll see this big frog wearing a adorable little hat and a belt pouch, who seems to be working with the crystal there. And then there are a set of mooks and Salantha. Tell me what you know about this Diabolist sorceress who is there with her book. Her name is Dame Vec. What can you tell me about her?
I'm sorry, what was her name?
Dame Vec.
Dame Vec. Dame Vec was in the same cabal as my erstwhile the wizard that I was once apprenticed to, whom I've still neglected to name. But
I know, I looked for it.
I totally never named my master, but former master. But yeah, Dame Vec was part of the same cabal or the same like cell. So I've met her before. And yeah, I've met her before. She's one of those people that when you meet her, she's one of those people that when you meet her, she's like really charming and really nice, and then you realize that like it's just venom that runs through her veins.
Oh yeah, she's
You know?
awful. And if she's
Yeah.
here, she's here with a particular purpose.
Yeah, I mean, you know, she's the kind of person that, you know, like she's like, you know, she's like the I see her as the really polite evil that you know, kind of like the mayor in that one season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Perfect. Everybody roll your initiative. I should have everybody in the chart now.
Let's try that again. Ugh. Well, I didn't roll a 1 for initiative this time. I did 2 better than that.
Edwin, what do you got?
14.
14.
I am on 8.
Rushing up these stairs. Hear the crackle of the ceremony working there. Their attempts to disrupt this, and escalation die is going to start at a 2. If you have Ellen Grace, you can restart back to the D6 thing. And if you have things that are essentially per battles that are recharged, you may roll those recharges before we go into this second half.
I'll roll my ring recharge real quick, and 15 does, so I got my ring back.
Nice. Malin.
Oh, do we want to put ourselves back into the normal marching order, or because I'm not rushing up against that big 8-foot tall thing of armor. I know that much.
Do you want to delay until the others go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Feel free to delay. You just tell me when you want to act.
Okay.
Okay. As you come up the stairs, you guys have made a lot of noise downstairs. Felnor, as you kind of hit the top of that landing and start moving out, the guy with the bow draws this big black bow and takes a shot at you. What is your AC?
It's 20, sorry.
20. So he will take that shot. That is him. Where is his thing? Where did I put him? Okay, that. So that will miss. But he's going to do 4 points of miss damage to you as that shot whistles past you. Dame Vec goes, oh, Ozalantha, I didn't know you were here. That's really excellent. If you and your friends would just wait while we destroy everything. Otherwise, we might have an issue that we're going to have to deal with. And she continues with her work on her action. The brutes kind of form up to form a defensive line, and then Felnor. I forgot to. That's right.
Somebody has to fight the 8-foot tall monster. So
Really? Yeah, that does seem like a thing.
It's going to be me.
It raises up. You see it's got a big flail that's like a sensor. It has holes and spikes on it, and the same smoke that's rolling out from it is coming out from the sensor. Escalation die is a 2.
Let's see, 24.
That will hit.
Question, do I get the first attack of a battle thing with my sword, or?
Yes, because we established that those are reset. So I think that seems fair to let you
sorry.
do that. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm saying that because I already established that. I'm just making clear that I think you're right.
Okay, so I do 26 in toto.
Boom. So it is a smack and a half as you lay into this thing. You hit it. You can feel this thing is solid, but it does take a half step back when you hit it that hard. Adwin on 14.
Great. I think I'm going to step over here and I'm going to shoot at the sorceress that is ignoring us. And let's see what that looks like. .24 to hit.
That will not hit her.
Okay.
And you will tell that she has essentially a shield effect up. Essentially, you can see that will hit against it. It will do miss damage, like there's that crackle as it does that.
Let's see if Scruffy can't come up here and hit the big giant monstrosity.
Sure.
No. Scruffy misses. That was a 3.
Gets up, tries to get a purchase on this thing. The despoiler will move forward. And let's see. I think, what is your MD Felnor?
Let's see here. Oops, wrong window. That is a 13.
That is a 13. Well, I rolled a 2. And so the ranged attack with mind control does not affect you. It doesn't confuse you on this round. But you can feel these abyssal whispers come from her. As you hear that in your ears, kind of shakes for a second, but you avoid the effect.
Now that I see that, I'm gonna take my action real quick to go
Okay,
and engage that mind controller.
absolutely.
Right. Let's see here. Come on.
Imagine we
and-
see you kind of, if you've shown yourself to be strong and dexterous, imagine you kind of leap over the rail and go over there.
And said that the escalation die was at 2.
At 2.
So let's add 2 to that. And 10 per armor class. But I rolled a natural 1, so I'm going to activate my resilience. So I got 5 temporary hit points and an armor shield.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, that'll help.
But you do miss damage.
Yeah, 3 points.
Okay, and you're engaged in melee, making it difficult for her to do that effect again until she disengages from you. The Infernal Forged will pull back and take a swing at you, Felnor. AC is a 20. And will miss with that. The swing hits and shatters some of this oaken floor as the flail goes past.
Oh, I think I can finally use counterattack.
Excellent.
Let me double check here. So that is escalation dies even, an enemy misses you with a natural odd. Poopies.
So contingent.
Yeah.
the slod over there continues to work on that crystal. You see him kind of like he slides around to get the crystal between you all and him, and it just kind of keeps like working. Malin, escalation die becomes a 3. Oh yes.
I think I think I got skipped.
Oh, did we? Did we skip? Yes, we did. Then
I was on.
Yes, I went straight to the horrible creature because I was so excited to have her do that.
Yeah,
Let's resolve your stuff. I'm sorry.
no problem. So I'm gonna like step to the side slightly, and I am going to cast a spell. And this is what did I call this thing? Volley of the Infernal Archers. So Zalantha casts a spell, and how many of these are 1 plus? She casts a spell, and then 5 kind of like ghostly, like demonic-looking archers suddenly like appear near her. Each of them draws a bow and aims it at. Each of them aims at a different target. So
Okay.
basically, I'm shooting one at you. I have to pick 5 different targets.
Okay.
So I'm going to shoot one at the sorceress. I'm going to cast one at the archer, one at the construct thing. What's this? Is this a character?
That's the archer that fired.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, one at the archer and I guess one at the slod.
Okay. So
escalation die is 2.
is 2.
Okay.
So
Well,
let's start with the closest. Let's start with the forged.
So 14 versus PD.
Will not affect it.
Okay.
The despoiler.
The despoiler. 26.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's that definitely hits.
Ugh.
18 points of
that
damage.
does 18 points of damage.
Okay. It's a significant
I was gonna
hit
say,
against her.
I was gonna say I rolled a 10 and a 1, so I guess those sort of cancel each other out.
Yeah.
Or average out.
Attack on the bowman.
On the bowman. 16 versus
That
PD.
will miss. And against the slod.
18
That will
versus
hit.
PD. Okay. $22 points of damage.
There is a great gout of slotty cursing, which I think actually like hurts your ears when you hear it over there. And then Dame Vec.
And that is a 20.
That is just enough.
Ooh. So that's a yes. 18 points.
18 points. You have my attention. Yes.
Can I also, like after casting a spell, can I also like get some idea of what these crystals are?
Sure. Why don't you make a roll here?
I think that's, I think magical prodigy would probably apply. Does the escalation die affect skill rolls or not?
No, it does not.
I did not think so, but thought I'd ask. Oh, and I rolled a 1.
You have
So 11.
No idea unless you want to
No
spend
idea.
a boon or something.
Hey, you know what? This is the finale, and we've only got another hour left to play. So let's spend I will spend a boon from the Diabolist.
Well, and here's the thing: is when you spend that boon, it automatically succeeds in the skill roll. These crystals are being used essentially to harvest the energy, like the power is going into those things.
So if we were to say destroy the crystals, that would stop what they are doing.
Well, it would cause a problem, certainly. And you think they've probably got quite a bit of energy in them right now.
Understood.
Maylin, escalation dies at 3.
All right.
Elven Grace.
And set it reset. So let's see here. And I roll a 4.
Of course
Okay,
not.
so I guess I'm going to attack the mind bender here.
Okay.
Let's see here. Basic attack.
AC is 19.
3. So nope.
But 3 points of miss damage.
Yep.
Greyhelm is going to take his shot. I think he's going to take a shot at Zalantha, since those bowmen came from there. You see him draw back, and the arrow kind of ignites, and he fires his mage killing arrow at you. What is your AC, Zalantha?
My AC is 15, and I just realized I've got a magic item, a ring of protection, which can I activate that before the roll, or
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that means my AC is a 17.
Okay. 17. He will hit you with that. So you are going to take 21 points of damage.
No, I'm not, because I'm going to use my other magic item.
What?
I'm going to use my Ring of Resolve
Oh no.
to spend a recovery to prevent all damage from one attack.
Phew. So what does that look like when you do that? And this mage hunting arrow, like, what does it get destroyed? Does it get turned? What do we see?
I think this is I think this is cool. So she sees this arrow coming right at her. She concentrates, and like the viewers at home kind of like see everything like slow down to like super slow motion, except for Zalantha.
Nice.
And she just when the arrow was just like inches from her chest, she just kind of like steps aside, and the arrow just flies right by her and embeds itself into the wall.
Nice. Dame Vec. Still working. She will order the brutes, though, to move up. Dunk, dunk, dunk. And this one is going to, since they're engaged, going to run for you, Zalantha. Couple of brutes coming at you, Adwin. What is
AC
your
20.
AC 20. And these guys are that. Oops. Get that set. 2. They miss. Felnor is still AC 20. That will hit you for 4 points. Zalantha, your AC is still with the Ring of Protection, what?
17.
17. And that will also miss. The brutes are fatally ineffective. Felnor, escalation die is 3.
Okay, let's see if I can get this done. Ugh, 15.
That is a 15. Do you have any boons for rerolls, or
Yeah.
just one?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of well, when I think about the 3, I don't want anything to happen to my dragon man friend.
Absolutely.
Uh, 18.
18 will just hit this thing.
So 13 damage.
13 damage. So it goes to 38. It is easy to hit, but you can tell that like it's got a lot of HP. What are you triggering?
Let's see here. Hope. Maybe nothing. That was a even hit.
Okay.
So yep, I'm out of luck on that. Oh, yeah, and I don't want to reduce it with my half elven ability because yeah, that'll miss then.
Okay. Adwin.
So let's see if I can disengage from the 2 brutes. I do not. So I think it'll be swapped to a sword, and I'm going to try and hit them.
Okay.
And that is a 18 on the die.
That'll hit.
With melee, I think I do 8 d8s. Yeah.
Yeah.
13 plus 4, 17 points of damage.
70 points of damage. You will cut down one of them with your blade and put a slash into the other one.
Has Scruffy, I think Scruffy missed the big robot dude.
Yes.
So can he move over and attack the minion on me?
He would have to disengage.
Let me try that.
Sure.
Okay. Nope. Did not disengage. So he will just attack the big guy.
Okay.
And that's a crit.
All right. Double damage.
Yeah, but Scruffy doesn't do too much. That's 20 points doubled. So 10 points doubled is 20.
Well, like Feldar, you kind of do that smack and staggers back, gives Scruffy an opening. You see Scruffy tear with his jaws into this armor, and this thing is staggered.
Oh, lol, I'm sorry, I goofed. I did get defensive fighting, so I have +2 AC.
Perfect.
Sorry about that.
That's all good. So yeah, so the Infernal Forged is below half. The Despoiler is going to have to try and hit you with snakes and daggers. So this is 2 shots. What's your AC, Malin?
AC is 16. Can I use a quick action to pop my ring of protection?
Yeah.
Okay, so that'll be +2 AC, so I'll be at 18 for this
18.
one.
Okay.
Only for 1 round.
So I need that'll hit, and that will miss. So you will take 5 points of damage, and she does pop free.
Okay, oops. Just okay, so yeah, so the shield doesn't activate on me. So,
Okay.
but it's still active there.
Zalantha.
So for my first trick, as a free action, I am going to
That's right.
cast. What is that called? I'm going to cast Recoiling Touch of the Balor, which is Shocking Grasp.
Nice. Does that do damage
so
in addition to popping free?
It can. Escalation die is 3.
Yeah. Wait. Yes. 3. Yes.
So on the brute, 15 versus PD.
That will hit.
Okay. So it takes 1d4 damage or 2 points of damage and pops me free.
Okay.
And I'm going to attempt to finish him off by then immediately following it with a boreal beam.
Let's see it.
27.
Oh yeah.
And that's going to do 12 points of cold damage.
Hits it, freezes it, drops it. And it will crash, crackle to the ground. The Infernal Forge reaches back again, draws back, goes to hit you. 17 plus that. This plus 8. What's your AC right now? I'm sorry. You're muted.
Sorry, 22 with the defensive fighting.
Oh, he misses you because of the defensive fighting.
Yay.
So you don't take 35 points of damage.
Oh, and if I could interrupt, I
Yeah.
can interrupt. So regarding my ring, that has a recharge value. So basically, if I roll the recharge
At the end of the fight.
at the end, oh, it's at the end of the fight.
At
Oh,
the end of
okay,
the
it's up for
fight.
the whole fight. Got it.
I
was thinking-
it happens. It only lasts for that one round, but the end of after the fight's over, you get to roll to see if you get it for the next
fight. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was a round by round thing.
Malin, escalation die is a 4.
So the D6 and okay, so Elven Grace goes off this time. So for my first action, I can't let that spoiler stay out of combat, so I'm going to engage. Last game you gave us a healing potion and a magical rune for a weapon.
Yep.
Just wondering what the magical rune for the weapon does.
So magical runes are, and let me see if I can't remember. I think it might be applied as a quick action, but let me check. They're activated as using a quick action. They give you a +1, and they also have a random effect.
Okay, I'll take that.
So go ahead and roll percentiles.
Do I have to hit her first, or
No, you put the rune effect on, and this will tell you what the rune
Okay.
effect is.
okay? So 100, 73.
73. The weapon deals an additional D10 damage when the escalation die is 3 or better.
Oh, cool. That works. All right, so let me do my basic attack and escalation dies at 4. Okay, 19 versus AC.
That will hit.
Okay, and does 13 damage. Then I roll another D10 because of the rune. So 20 points total. That was the first
She
action.
is staggered and screaming at that hit.
And my second action, standard action, I'm gonna just hit her again.
Roll it.
And is the rune only good for one battle or one shot?
It's for
or
one battle.
one battle. Okay. My basic attack. 4. I'll get this down one of these days. 21 versus AC. So 17 plus. And 1, so 18 more points of damage.
Absolutely drops her. Cuts her down.
Just in time for the archer to shoot me.
Exactly. The archer will move, trying to keep the crystal between him and Zalantha, but move over there and go to take that shot at you. He draws back. What's your AC right now?
16.
That will just hit then. So you're going to take 15 points of damage.
Okay, let me roll for my. That's a physical attack, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let me see if my shield pops off. No, it does not. Sorry, what was the damage?
15.
15. So temporary hit points are gone. And 10 off, so 23. All right. Okay.
Dame Vec, you will hear her like come to like a high point of her enchantment, like gets things rolling, and you see her kind of like, because she's got that spell architecture up, so now she can turn her attention to what's going on in the room. There are 2 brutes left. Adwin, your AC
20.
doesn't matter with my 6 there. And then Felnor. No. These brutes will not be hitting anyone today. That is not going to be happening. Would you like to? No, natural 4 on the d20, so no counterattack on that.
Oh,
But
I thought it was even. And what's the escalation die?
escalation die is a 4.
Yeah, I
and
think I may have actually. Let's see. When the escalation die is even and an enemy. Oh nope, you're right. I'm sorry. It's
That's
not
okay.
on roll. I'm sorry.
But it is your action now.
Okay. Sorry, I just keep thinking. The stars will finally be right here. So okay, so about runes. What about applying a rune to your armor? Is that also a free action?
It is a quick action.
Quick action. Sorry, quick.
Yes, and it gives you a +1 to your AC, and it gets a random effect. So do you want to do that?
Sounds good.
Okay. Then roll percentiles to see what the random effect is.
Sorry, I tried to roll 2d10 and I rolled 2d100. The first one is a 71.
71. Okay. The bonus applies to both PD and MD. And you can re-roll 1 failed save during the battle.
Sounds good.
And you still got your action.
All right. So I will be swinging at the armored monstrosity.
That will hit.
Oh God. Bad damage roll. So 8 damage. That's worse than a miss sometimes for me.
Do you want to re-roll that? Do you have a re-roll?
Oh, yeah, I'm trying to think how I could use the Lich King.
Tell me how your hatred for that force of evil is pushing you to do more here.
I hate that guy. I bet he would like what's going on here.
Yeah, and you're fighting something that feels like an automaton, like the Lich King uses. Yeah, re-roll your damage.
Let's see. Okay, so that's 16. Yay.
Okay. So that will do that. So that will go another 8. So that's 72. Adwin, what are you doing?
So I'm going to try and disengage from the brute.
Okay.
And I rolled a 10.
Rolled.
Oh,
8.
I have a +1.
So that will just make it with your fancy boots.
Just barely with the boots. So we think she's free now. The sorceress.
She seems to have finished up her spell casting.
That can't be good.
No.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna move up here. And let's let her attack me, and I'm gonna shoot at her.
Okay.
And miss again, I'm sure. So that is with the escalation die, that's a 16.
That will miss.
Yes. And it was odd. Scruffy will attack the brute.
Okay.
Actually, let's try and disengage first.
Okay.
So I did disengage. I think Scruffy might be better against the little minion brute guys.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go attack one of those. And what did I get on the die? I've got a. So that's gonna be 19 plus 4 is 23.
That'll hit.
Okay. 2 points of damage. Scruffy for the win.
Scruffy's Scruffy did a whole bunch of damage before. Scruffy has earned his cookie for the end of the fight with that that roll.
True. Yeah.
Salantha goes, and then the Infernal Forged, and then some end of the round stuff.
Okay, so I think the Salantha is going to move. She's going to move over here, and I think she's going to help out Fenor by trying to hit the that monstrosity thing with a boreal beam.
Okay. Please roll to hit.
Yeah, where is that on my list? There we are. And the escalation is
4.
4. AC 28.
That will hit.
Okay, it takes 8 points of damage.
Kind of frost. See the frost rime go over it. It draws back. Felnor, is your AC still 22 or is it just 20 right now?
Ooh,
Let's see, it is 21 with the rune.
Okay. Zelantha, you were saying?
yeah. I just realized I had another magic item. The Book of Fortuitous Outlook. As a quick action, once per battle, after an expended ability or power has a recharge roll, you may roll immediately to get it back for the battle.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm going to do that for my Ring of Resolve.
Okay. Then you can certainly do that.
And it's basically roll a d20, and if I get 11 or higher, I have it again.
It's to have it again.
That's a no.
Oh, I missed again with this guy. Another 1. Uncalled for.
Hooray for us.
All right.
Well, I meant to ask, what
Yeah.
is this orb up here?
That looks like some sort of big magical artifact thing that's sitting in the corner. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's do that. So you will see, Malin, that crystal by you like light up. And you will see this energy crackle past and it arcs over. And you will see it hit Reslorcus. And you will see him catch fire and go tumbling down the stairs. And you will hear the sorceress go, "Oh, good, that does work."
Oh man, our dragon friend.
Escalation die is a 5. Malin.
I hope the dragon guy is kind of immune to fire or something. Okay, so my Elven Grace goes up to a D8. Let's see here, 4. So, all right.
There you go.
Let's see here. So she can power those crystals to okay. Is that magical artifact in the corner, is it important at all? Is there any way to find out if I did something to it, would it do anything? Or is it just...
There's only one way to find out.
All right, so I'll spend my first standard action to go over here and just try to intuit what it is. I have one skill called Ancient Wanderer.
Then let's have you make a roll.
Okay. And is that going to be intelligence, wisdom?
Yeah, I think intelligence.
Okay, yeah, that's so 4. Okay, do not add that. And 22.
22. Well, it's up here. It is an emergency dampener.
Oh, I activate it.
Okay. You need to put it wherever you want to, whatever you want to have it like dampen down.
Okay. Now, when she was casting spells, was she casting it on that center machine thing?
You weren't. She just putting the architecture up. She seems to be like have that spark certainly came off of one of these crystals.
Okay, so I'm gonna move it over to dampen down the crystal that's right in front of Felnor.
Okay, so kind of rolling that over there, kind of
Yeah.
roll it over. So
Yeah.
move to roll it over there.
Yeah.
It will hit that, and when it hits that, there'll be a flash from this thing, and you'll see that crystal go dark, and that device kind of uses up its charge
Okay.
as it sort of expends that excess energy off into the ether. Your second action?
Let's see here. Well, somebody else is gonna have to deal with the archers. I guess I'll step in and try and finish this guy off because I don't. Can I run all the way back up over to the archer and attack?
Oh yeah,
or-
he's
okay.
nearby. You
All right.
can
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
you have a second
I'll
action.
yeah.
Nobody has hit
Hit
him yet, so
Yeah. Let's see what happens. Okay, and it's at 5. Plus, I get +1 for the rune.
yep.
See, that is 6. So armor class 29.
Oh yeah, that'll hit.
And let me roll the extra damage for the rune. And so it's gonna be 22 points of damage.
Yeah, that actually staggers him. You rush over, hit him, and stagger him. He's going to attempt to disengage, which he will do. And he's going to try and put a big shot into you. What is your AC?
16.
16. That will hit. You're going to take, you're not a wizard, but you are a spell user, so you're going to take 23 points of damage.
Okay, I'm gonna roll to see if my shield activates. And yes, it finally activates.
What?
So I get to half it. So that's what,
Take 11.
11 already. And I get one more of those. So down to 12. Alrighty.
Getting back.
Yeah.
Let's go to move over here towards the slot. And she's going to let loose with a lightning bolt at you, Adwin. Adwin, what is your PD?
19.
19. 8 plus 10 is 18. So you're going to take half damage. So you're going to take 17 points of damage.
Okay.
Brute on Scruffy. Crits on Scruffy. So Scruffy is going to take 8 points of damage.
Okay.
And Brute on Felnor does not do anything. That Brute does no. But does roll odd. Felnor, would you like to counterattack this Brute? And that will, like, you hit him, you finally get that counterattack, and that cuts him down. And as a bonus, it's your action.
Okay. Yeah, I need to keep chipping away at the
Infernal Forged.
yep.
Can't believe I haven't hit once with him. Oh, that hits.
Let's see. So that is 15 damage.
Armor gives way with that last point. I had 85 out of 100 there. That last 15 will send it crashing to the ground.
Hooray.
Drops it down, Felnor. Adwin on 14.
Escalation die is 5.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna move up and I'm gonna try and hit the slot.
Okay.
Let's see what that looks like. That is a 17 on the die.
That'll hit.
Yeah. But it's odd. So I don't get the extra. It's 9 points on the slot. Oh, wait, 9. 13 points total.
Slod will slump dramatically to the ground and kind of rolls over and says something that sounds to you like, I die, and kind of lays there, and you realize that he is not dead, but is certainly playing dead right now.
And
Kind
then
of rolls
Scruffy,
over towards the bookshelf.
and then Scruffy will go after the minion and roll an 18 on the die. So
That'll
Scruffy will
hit.
hit. Scruffy does 8 points of damage.
Last brute is gone. Zalantha.
Question about spending boons.
Sure.
Would it be possible to spend a boon to switch out a spell that I'd prepped for a different spell?
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely. That seems fair.
cool. I am then going to spend my last free boon with the Diabolist to basically drop my prepped utility spell for Lightning Bolt.
Okay.
I'm going to move over here, and I'm going to move over here, and I'm going to try to get the archer and the sorceress, and if I can, also the slod.
Okay.
So, first of all, how many can I affect? I can get all 3 of them.
There you go.
Okay, so let's do the archer first.
Okay.
And what's our escalation die at this point?
5.
5. 27.
That will hit the archer.
Takes 23 points of lightning damage.
That will drop the archer between that and Malin's hit on him.
Yay.
Let's do the slod.
Let's do the slod.
Sounds like a
And
dance.
that's 5 on the escalation die. 20.
That will hit the slod.
32 points of damage on the slod.
No, I'm really dead. And then against the sorceress.
And against the sorceress, we get a 20.
And that will hit.
And that's 34 points of damage. Really good roll.
And she will crumple to the ground.
Yes.
And you'll kind of hear that crackle as essentially the 2 forces that were kind of keeping this spell architecture going, the sorceress and the slot, are simultaneously taken out, such that the energy doesn't get wildly discharged at all of you. It's what would have happened if you dropped one of them. And there'll be that crackle, and you'll feel those crystals just kind of dissipate out into the tower here. And you will hear this bell tolling, like the clocks all strike midnight. And you'll hear that bell of alarm tolling and kind of rocks across the valley here as the alarm is sent for the Archmage. I think you'll hear the sort of the coughing and ache of Resorcus, trying to kind of come back up the stairs. He is on his last couple of hit points.
I'll head over to Resorcus and offer him a healing potion.
And he will gladly quaff that. I think as you come down sort of out of the tower, kind of make your way down after having gotten any loot or anything like that, kind of stumbling out, you will see light starting to appear in the sky, and you will see the mark of the Archmage's power as things start to be gated in. And I think we're going to have to move to our epilogues. So the Archmage comes, the Archmage arrives, the Archmage drives out the forces here, but it's still a mess. So Adwin, first chair, what do we see for you in the epilogue, in the aftermath of all of this, either in the near term or the long term?
I think this is in the long term, and we can see sort of the amount of time that's passed from Adwin coming back into the village, into this area, and it's been rebuilt somewhat. You can still tell that there's, it's been devastated at some point, but things have kind of been rebuilt in this area, and you can see upon Adwin's face, a little bit more lines, maybe a shock of gray in the hair and all of that. And she and Scruffy come into town and sit down at a local bar and listen to the tales of when the sky fell. And she just kind of chuckles as she listens to, the locals tell all of these stories.
Wildly exaggerated, violently inaccurate, but entertaining nonetheless.
Exactly.
Malin, what about for you? What is your aftermath here?
Definitely long term for him. Probably spending the next several years adventuring with his new friends, making sure that this valley is safe. He might have a small little home here for a while, but just about the time that Adwin's hair is getting gray and such, he just disappears from sight, and you'll each get a letter, and it's got like the seal from the High Druid, and it explains, he wasn't real. He was a sentient memory. Basically, he was a memorial spell put on for one of their tutors that they wanted to keep around, and he like passed the Turing test, and then left and adventured and had a whole life of his own, so they had to take him back eventually. So, but you got to spend a little bit of life with you guys.
Nice. Felnor, what about for you? What's your epilogue here?
Yeah, I think it starts out with kind of a montage of Felnor trying to help people rebuild and make sure his friend Gendry is okay, stuff like that. And then some adventures with his friends, and then maybe it ends with the scene where Adwin and Felnor are both older, and Adwin is saying something like, "Yes, Felnor, Malin went to live on Grandpa's farm."
Nice. Zelantha, what is your epilogue?
So in the short term, Zelantha does coordinate with the forces of the Archmage that are here to try to, secure the area and also help rebuild. She'll do some coordination. And at the same time, we'll go off on some additional adventures with her friends. But as time goes on, she has made contact with the Archmage and his forces, and in the future, at some point, we see an older Zelantha who is dressed in who's dressed in like fine like wizard's robes in this elaborate fantasy like combination library library workshop, and she's got a few like younger wizards in tow, and she's she seems to be some kind of teacher or instructor in this magical school.
And what does she look like?
She still looks like a tiefling.
Okay, interesting. I like that.
I think that's because it was a permanent curse, and yeah, she doesn't try to hide it anymore.
Awesome. Thank you all very much. That's our episode, our big 2-part fight. I didn't knock anybody out this round. I kept missing with my good shots. And you took care of some of the nasty stuff on the table. I'd just like to do a quick go around of anything anybody wants to give a shout out to stars wise for the wrap here. Stephen, anything you want to point to?
So I'd like to, I do have a question.
Yeah.
And watching the other characters to be awesome, I watched as they played, and they seemed really awesome. They had dailies, and they had, like the fighter had the ability to interrupt, and on an odd die, something happened. I didn't see any of that with the Ranger. Did I miss something?
I one of the things is the Ranger is consistent. The over the long term, like like a four fight arc, the Ranger is consistently doing damage. The Ranger is consistently having effects, whereas a lot of people have stuff that are very contingent, like the fighter does, or gets used up. It is the thing is I would say the Ranger is the utility box, always on character.
Interesting. So, I played 13th Age before. It's been one shots for the most part.
Uh-huh.
This is my first time playing. We played 7 or 8 sessions. And seeing that arc was really interesting. I'm a weird duck. I really like 4th edition.
Uh-huh.
And the Ranger felt very 3rd edition to me.
Interesting.
And I didn't have any problems with that, but I saw the abilities in 4th edition coming out in the other characters, and I was like, did I miss something whenever I created my character? Did I do something wrong? So
now, I will also say that there is a big change for all of the characters when you hit that next tier, when you get to that next level. But I would say having had Rangers in the long-term online game I ran at 13th Age and in the house game, like they have a nice growth of arc. They're always able to do stuff, but like nothing like out of the gate spectacular.
So as far as other things, number one, Harry, I loved your epilogue for Maylin. That was really cool. I really liked that story part. And Mike, I really appreciate you saving our bacon there at the end and taking out 3 guys in that final round. That was awesome. That was fantastic. And Darren, if you hadn't been up in that big guy's face, I think he would have hit any one of us.
Yeah.
And taken us out with like 1 punch. I mean, he was doing massive amounts of damage.
Yeah, he was dealing out 35 points on a hit.
So that would have hurt bad.
And maybe I would have gotten a crit. I can dream, can't I? Harry.
Stars all around. Everybody played their character still awesome, especially with how weird the time schedule worked with our game, on and off or whatever. I think we still kept at least a tiny bit of mastery.
Yeah.
I would love to see 13th Age in a long-term game. I think it would make a really great story and such. Specifically, Stephen, I enjoyed your epilogue as well. That the aging of the character and just the steadfastness that you've shown through each game. And Darren, Felnor's enjoyable. His epilogue was pretty awesome too. I like the explanation of, yes, he went to live on grandma's farm. That was perfect. And Zelantha, you do spellcasting awesome. I love it every single time. It's just cool. Oh,
Awesome.
and Lowell, yeah.
Oh.
You run a great game.
No, thank you very much. I was very happy to find these tower maps that I had gotten. So I was very happy to have those tonight. Darren.
Yeah, I really I like the characters and their narrative bits in this game a lot. That was cool. It was neat to finally see what was up with Malin in the end. Yeah, and I think I don't know everybody else's like gaming experiences, but I felt like we did pretty good with a more crunchy game than is usually played on the Gauntlet. And yeah, I really appreciate the opportunity to play this. I didn't know if I would ever get to play 13th Age again. So thank you so much for saving me a seat and running this.
Yeah, thank you for asking for it. I always appreciate when people will put up game requests. That always helps us focus. So,
well, I tend to be kind of obtuse on the game request channel, but it's paid off.
Good. Mike.
Well, stars all around. I just found this a really enjoyable game. I'll echo what Harry said about this is definitely like one probably the most like trad game I've ever played on the Gauntlet. I mean, I've played a ton of Pathfinder. I've played a lot of D&D, 3rd edition D&D, a lot of Pathfinder. I did a little bit of 4th edition. I really enjoyed 13th Age and the D20 OGL. In fact, I think this is probably my favorite D20 OGL game that I've encountered. So, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like kind of like going back to like earlier styles of play. But I like that this game has opportunities to throw in more story game, more narrative focused stuff, which is kind of cool. I like the kind of like more free form. Here's the bare bones of how things. Here's the mechanics of how things work, but you're free to describe. You're kind of free to describe how it looks, which is pretty cool. Thank you, Lowell, for running this. This was really super fun. Harry, I also want to echo what others have said. I loved that epilogue. Being the memory you passed the Turing test. That was awesome. Both Darren and Stephen, I liked your epilogues too. That was really a lot of fun. And especially that second, and just I really kind of liked that big fight at the end. That was, that's that's kind of the joy of D20 OGL games. Is like that big fight at the end, and doing the tactics and using the game mechanics to your advantage.
Burning through resources. That's it for me. So if I can get you to spend, that's what I want to see.
Yep. So really fun game. Really enjoyed this. I love these characters. I really enjoyed playing with all of you guys. So yeah, this was tons of fun.
Yeah, I want to echo. I had a great time running this. I appreciate you all being very good. Despite the various scheduling things that we had, the last quarter of the year is the worst. It is always the worst. This happens every year. But I appreciate that we got to do as many sessions as we did. I really loved everybody's characters. Great, solid choices. I still love 13th Age. I will say there's some really interesting classes in here in terms of what they do. The Barbarian is really wild when it gets going, especially at upper levels. Sherry is running a commander in the game that we've been running that goes up to, they're at level 8 because we're doing a full arc to level 10, and she is wildly effective, not on her own stuff, but she can give rerolls, she can do extra saves, she can rally people, and she can manipulate the battlefield in a way that's really interesting. The bard is wild as well. The bard though has the same problem a little bit that the fighter does, that you can do really cool shit, but you got to roll the right number. But super fun. So yeah, it was great to have a chance to run this on the Gauntlet, and I think being able to do this and have it work is part of what encouraged me, along with some other stuff, to go, okay, let's see D&D on the Gauntlet. Let's give that a try, because there's some settings that are really cool, and I don't want to have to hack a whole other game for it. We'll just do it that way. So I'm looking forward to that. So
like D&D on the Gauntlet is kind of cool. I'm going in the opposite direction. I'm doing a quarterly game next. I'm doing a quarterly game from January to March. I'm doing it old school essentials. I'm running the AD&D against the Slavers series.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And I'm in it.
Yeah,
You're in it. Oh,
Yeah.
cool. I hadn't really looked too closely as who my players were. So yeah, that's awesome. Looking forward to it.
I'm glad to see lots of different OSR stuff that's out there that people can run on the Gauntlet. So that's very cool. Thank you all so much. I'm going to stop the recording.